Hello and welcome to Your World This Week, the weekly roundup for all the top news stories of the week. The top news stories this week are:
the global coronavirus caseload has crossed the 209.9 million mark, while the deaths have surged to more than 4.40 million and vaccinations soared to over 4.82 billion, according to the Johns Hopkins University. The United Kingdom approved the coronavirus vaccine developed by pharmaceutical company Moderna for use among children aged 12 to 17. Britain's Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency said the vaccine was safe and effective in this age group. Zydus Cadilla's wait for a regulatory nod for its Zy-COVID-D plasmid DNA vaccine against COVID is over. The Ahmedabad-based pharma company has received approval from the Drugs Controller General of India. Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia announced a 1,300 crore rupees financial package for northeastern states to help them tackle the pandemic. The Taliban have stepped up their search for people who worked for NATO forces or the previous Afghan government, a document prepared for the UN has warned. It said the militants have been going door to door to find targets and threaten their family members. The United States has airlifted around 3,000 people from Afghanistan's Kabul airport on 16 flights, a White House official said. Among those, 350 were US citizens. Additional evacuees include family members of US citizens, SIV applicants and their families, and vulnerable Afghans. Afghanistan President Ashraf Ghani, who fled the war-torn country after it was overtaken by the Taliban, is now in the United Arab Emirates, the UAE government confirmed on Wednesday. On Sunday, Ghani left Afghanistan after the Taliban entered the presidential palace. Ghani said he fled to prevent bloodshed. Soon after the terror group claimed control over the Afghan capitals, several countries evacuated their diplomatic personnel from the country and thousands of people flocked to the Kabul airport in a desperate attempt to leave Afghanistan. Meanwhile, the Taliban had ruled Afghanistan from 1996 until 2001, and in those 5 years, they imposed Sharia Islamic law in the country, introducing punishments in line with their strict interpretation of the law, publicly executing convicted murderers and adulterers, and carrying out amputations of those found guilty of theft. Men were required to grow beards and women had to wear the all-covering hijab. Users on social media are celebrating Supreme Court's decision to allow women to take the NDA exam scheduled for September 5th. The Supreme Court on Wednesday, in an interim order, has allowed women to take the National Defense Academy exam scheduled for September 5th and has also slammed the Indian Army for the decisions that are based on gender discrimination. Rafael Nadal on Friday announced he will miss the rest of the 2021 season, including this month's US Open, due to a left foot injury that has been troubling him for a year. Last week, the world number 4 Spaniard had already withdrawn from the Western and Southern Open after pulling out of Rogers Cup in Toronto. Nadal's left foot injury forced him to miss Wimbledon and the Tokyo Olympics too. Bell Bottom is a spy thriller and the first Hindi movie to hit theaters during the second wave of the pandemic. The film is based on the plane hijack that took India by storm during the 80s, and besides Akshay, stars Lara Datta, Vani Kapoor and Huma Qureshi in pivotal roles. The film is helmed by Ranjit M. Tiwari. And here is the viral video of the week.
Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, get it, get it, get it, get it, ow, 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 show them girl, yeah, boom, boom, bow, bow, boom, 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 bow, 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 boom, boom, bow, 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 boom, boom, ow, grrr.
Hope you liked this edition of Your World This Week. We will be back next week with yet another episode of Your World This Week. Have a good day.